It's been 2 years, two delays, and now we finally have the game. And oh boy, I can smell it. But before I even want to talk about Guilty Gear Strive as a game or any of that stuff, I kind of just want to celebrate the game with this video. Because if I'm going to be entirely honest, it has pulled off some feats in the last couple of days that I don't want to say no fighting game has done, but it's been a very long time since a fighting game has done that. Stigmatization that they have are either everybody who plays fighting games are toxic and sweaty, or man, they're brain dead games that I would never play. And that's where Guilty Gear Strive comes in, because until this point, for a very long time, fighting games have just not had the presence commercially, in terms of aesthetic. Bottom line, you don't see a fighting game at the store and say I have to buy that. But Guilty Gear Strive changed all that because, I mean, just look at the game. Look at how it looks. It's beautiful. And with the gameplay being simplified enough so that newcomers can be as random as they want and still be able to take rounds. And old veteran players can still put other players into vortexes, so long as you play the right characters. But let's not get into that today. We're here to celebrate. And so far, it's doing well. They recently have reported that they've made over 300,000 copies sold, and the Steam hours are always jumping, so I'm just happy to have a fighting game that is finally getting attention from a wider audience. Along with that, I don't even gotta really mention it, but the netcode is good. I don't care what netcode it is, I just want it to be good. The matches are playable. The worst matches I've played against, it's just very obvious that the other person is using Spectrum, and at this point, you're a grown-ass man with Spectrum. You just gotta want more for yourself in life. But, you know, not on me, bro. It's on you. And I know you old Guilty Gear veterans are just waiting. Oh, the XYZ character doesn't have this. And you're right, they don't. But at the same time, save your breath, right? Because you gotta understand, everybody that plays fighting games don't know fighting games. They watch a Core Gaming or an Aria video and just throw around these words just because they feel like it. They don't actually know the intricacies of this game, so, you know, and they're definitely not playing at a high enough level to understand anything you're talking about. So if you go complaining about how RAM or May is broken, you better just say, man, RAM knows or May knows how to use a lot of dolphins. It's just, save it. The only people that will know what you're saying are other Guilty Gear fans, and to be honest, you know they don't got the money to even buy the game. Come on now. But let's get into the real reason why I'm making this video. Guilty Gear Strive marks a turning point for fighting games. No matter your opinions in the game and how it actually plays, it is the standard, or should be, for what fighting games are in this day and age. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Guilty Gear Strive does everything right, even from like a marketing perspective, because season passes are still dumb to me. I don't really understand why they're trying to push extra characters to newer players, automatically jacking the price to $85 for a game people may not even have fun with. It doesn't really make sense to me, but I digress. Guilty Gear Strive is a big footprint for fighting games because it shows that these niche topics, these niche categories can be interesting so long as you try and make them interesting for other people around you, which a lot of developers have not tried to do for like a very long time now. They say they want to balance games and make them more beginner friendly, but you can't make your game more beginner friendly if you don't first appeal to the beginner in the first place. And Guilty Gear Strive has done that from start. And regardless of how you feel about the end result of the game, you see the numbers. Whether or not it's going to keep that way, you know, that's up to different people and that's up to the game supporting itself, but you see the numbers. So take this as a lesson. Your favorite fighting game isn't getting all of the praise it should be getting, but look at why it's not and focus on that. But anyway, Guilty Gear should mark the step in which fighting games hopefully go on an upward trend of having one, more communication, 2, actually being playable, and 3, trying to make a product that you actually care about rather than the product just to make money and do well numbers wise. So I can confirm to you right now, if you play Guilty Gear Strive, you're at least going to have a fun time. Play it with your friends. This is the time to play any fighting game because the player population significantly decreases after, you know, the first month or so. So just get in there and have fun, and then you form your own opinions and come back to me and tell me how wrong I am. Or don't, because I really don't care regardless.